And what does Johns Hopkins Paul White have to say on the topic?
Well, when it was in person, probably the last date would be the first week in February. With virtual, we literally sometimes invite people 3 or 4 days before the interview. Yeah, so I would say at least a week before is ideal.
So mid late February would be the latest.
Mid February to late February. Certainly not the day before. We want to get it up. But when it was in person, because of travel and so forth, we always get minimally 2 weeks in advance.
Right. Minimum. The reason I ask this question is because there's this meme out there that if you don't have an interview invitation by Thanksgiving, you're toast. And every single admissions director I've asked says, no, we interview into January, February, and some into late March. I don't think anybody goes into April. So I always ask this question, and and that's why.
Do you know where that's coming from? Linda, do you know where that's coming from? There are some schools.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Medical schools. I think we're partly to blame, but I also think that there's a myth out there that it's best to get your application in as quickly as possible. I know of one really fine medical school that will even tell applicants, get it in as soon as possible. And they've done a statistical analysis to show that the acceptance rate is higher for people who apply earlier to that medical school. Now, what I would want to know is what's the profile of those students then? You see? Because in our experience, first of all, we wait for the verified AMCAS application.
Of course.
Which we won't get until tomorrow.
Right.
June 30th. That's the first day. And we will not look at it, trust me, and we don't pre-screen. But sometime after July 4th, we will start delivering access, acknowledging and then providing access to our secondary application. You can take however much time you want to get it in, as long as it's in my office by November 1st.
Right? Really? Doesn't matter to you?
It doesn't matter to me. I do not read anything into it. If someone waits until September, I figure there's a reason for it. And should some people wait? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm talking about someone who is having an incredible summer experience like the students I just spoke with.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to be able to write that. We don't take updates.
Right.
We're serious about that. I don't want an update.
Right.
I want to know what you're doing, what you've done. Okay. And if you get invited to interview for Hopkins, I'm just talking about Hopkins.
Right.
Then you can provide an update after the interview.
Okay.
But before that, so if you're for any reason you're having an incredible summer experience, which I hope our summer internship program is for these students, and you want to write about it knowledgeably, then wait.
Yeah.
There's no disadvantage. We notify students. If you've been to my website, you'll see that we say we notify students mid-December, end of January, and end of March. I once heard or read on one of those, studentdoctor.net or interview feedback, one of the two. I think they've been combined now. That someone said if you're interviewing in January or February, you're interviewing for the wait list. Well, that's news. That was news to me. Okay.
Yeah.
Why bother, right? Why would we bother?
Why would you invest in the interview? Why would you invest in the interview?
And why would a student invest in it as well?
Right.
And instead, some of our most interesting students, we don't get to their applications in terms of the review, until December and January. And this is great. Wow, let's bring this person in. And we don't want anyone to lose interest in us, and don't take that as an indication of unlikely to be admitted. Some of our best applicants were taken in the last month.
Fascinating.
Absolutely wonderful people.